am so happy today to be joined by the Bathrobe Guy. Okay, we call him Robes. Okay, we're going to keep it short and sweet. So, Robes, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
I'm the Bathrobe Guy. I write over the Fractal Lounge on Substack. I write about, well, I don't know, everything. Poetry, physics, grief, love, violence, nonviolence, peace. Yeah,
Okay. We can sure use more. We sure can use more peace. Okay,
no doubt
that's
about
for
that.
sure. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So, what we're going to talk about is the correlation between physics and leadership. Okay.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. All right. So, uh, leadership isn't just about titles, uh, strategies, or KPIs. It's about forces between seen and unseen that shapes how
Mm,
people move, adapt, and rise together. Okay? Physics gives us the
right,
laws of
right.
motion, energy, and systems. Metaphysics provides us with meaning, consciousness, and coherence that guides these forces. And combining
Mm-hmm.
them, you have a robust framework for conscious leadership in uncertain times. Would you like to talk a little bit more about that?
Mm. You froze up there for a sec.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have any control over technology,
No, no, no.
right? So so can you talk to me a little bit more about this situation here between the physics and the leadership?
Wow. Well, where would you like me to go with it? Well, what part do you want me to tap on?
Okay, so let's start here with one of my favorites, okay, which is energy. Okay, energy never disappears, it transforms. Okay, the same is
Hmm.
true in leadership. The energy that you bring, whether it's calmness, scattered, hopeful, or
Mm.
fearful, ripples through your team. Okay, so
Oh
talk to
yeah.
me a little bit more about energy, please.
Wow. So, huh? uh, I guess I like the way you presented it too. Like that. I mean, because I did an experiment very similar to that years ago, where when I was learning Buddhism. um,
Okay.
where I went into my instructor told me to go into a store, and when whoever I met, to smile at everyone and be very, very friendly
Oh.
and gauge all the reactions, and then to go to another store and to not engage and keep my head down, and the power, the energy that we carry with us is phenomenal. To see the first store, everybody was all happy and greeting me, and
Okay.
the second store, no one greeted me. Everyone was silent, and it's literally the energy you put out there is is what you get back. Um,
Mm.
and unfortunately, that's not always the same in physics. But you can put a certain amount of energy into work, and you don't get all that same energy back. But um,
Yes.
I guess uh, it's just to keep putting the energy in. It's that conscious choice, keep being a leader, to keep being compassionate, to keep leading.
Okay. Okay, so you want to talk to me a little bit about how you go about protecting your energy?
Well, by uh, gauging where it's it's having the most effect and putting your energy into those things and not putting it into the others. It's a balance. Everything I think everything's a balance. You have to, and it's not always easy to gauge, but I mean, as we make bad decisions, we learn to make good decisions, and yeah, so we get better and better at gauging which things our energy is fulfilling and which things it's not. So it's just a matter of continually looking over our priorities and making sure that we're staying true to ourselves and putting our energy into the things that we know are going to be beneficial.
Absolutely. Now, what goes along with this energy for us to complement this uh so we can keep it at a higher level?
Persistence, for sure.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
but also, staying grounded. I mean, wow, I mean, it really kind of covers a lot of things, like even down to diet. Making sure we take care of ourselves before we take care of everybody else, and then we have the energy to put into the things that we need to.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Uh, there are times that we need to rest. We need to um, unwind. We need to
Right.
escape society in order to do that. Okay, and
Mm,
to reflect,
right. Right. Right.
because we know that the mind has to rest as well as the body, right? Because it needs to be replenished, and
Right.
we need to also do a dump, at the end of the day, and get rid of all of the
Yeah.
things that we have built up during the day, stresses,
Right.
all these chaotic things that are going on. Before I go to bed,
Right. Right.
I don't want to go to bed with all of these negative thoughts and things, because it's going to impede my sleep.
Mm,
Okay,
right. Right.
because
Right.
at night my brain is still active. Okay, so the best thing for me to do before I go to bed is maybe do some exercise, do some meditation, some breath work.
Mm,
Okay. I also bought this
hmm.
machine called Hatch. Okay, and I love that because you can have wave sounds, you can have wind,
Oh, yeah.
rain, and it helps to, when I'm hearing all this stuff, it helps to put me to sleep, in a deep sleep, and then I can
Yeah.
sleep
Yeah.
restful. Okay,
Hmm.
because for me, having type 2 diabetes, um, I don't sleep very well, and I don't sleep many hours. So I'll sleep, now
Right.
that I'm
Right.
retired,
Yeah, okay.
I'll s- I'll take a nap during the day, and I'll get up refreshed. Okay. And
Okay.
yeah, so we have to give our body what it needs in order for it to
Mm,
sustain us. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
And that is all a part of energy building, energy sustainment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Right. To sustain. Yeah. We have to. I mean, like you mentioned, meditation is a huge part for me. Um, I try to meditate 3 times a day. I'm not always successful. But I try to. Um, and it's a really rejuvenating practice. And it centers you and it brings you back to where you're at. And let's kind of refocus yourself and refocus where your energy is and practice better.
Absolutely, and since I'm an Apple user, I have the notification that'll come up on my phone, and to take a break and take a breath, and I love that, because when I was
Right.
working, when I was working. I started, well, I'm still working, but not, you know what I'm saying. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I will institute the Pomodoro method, okay? Because I'm just a workaholic. I will work until when I turn around, it's like, oh, it's time to go. I didn't even eat lunch because I'm steady
I know,
working,
right?
working, 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 right? Yeah. So
I know.
which is madness because you don't get nothing additional from it. So why do all this stuff and it's not even appreciated? So anyway, what I do is the Pomodoro method. Work 45
Mm,
minutes, get up, take a break because your body
mm,
needs that. Okay, your body needs it. You go out. I go out, walk around the building outside, come, out in nature. I'm able to breathe. I'm able to come back, and then after doing the
mm,
reset, everything is much more clear. What I was working on and everything. Okay,
mm,
I've eliminated the stress. Okay, the fatigue and all of that,
mm.
and I come back a little bit more refreshed. Um, to continue. So the Pomodoro method definitely worked.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so let's talk about momentum. Okay, when we look at momentum, we're talking about vision plus action. Okay,
Mm.
vision
What keeps
without
it going?
action. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because vision without action is stagnation. Okay.
Right, right,
So
right.
small,
So,
consistent steps build unstoppable progress. So talk to me about that.
what was that last? I'm sorry, you froze up just for a second at the very last thing there.
Small, consistent steps build unstoppable progress.
Yeah, yeah. No, true enough. I mean, and it's the same in physics. I mean, um, the smallest things build up to make bigger things. I mean, uh, particles join together to form atoms, and atoms join together to form molecules, and so so it's this constant taking the smaller pieces and building and building and building until you have the whole picture.
Absolutely, like a jigsaw puzzle, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, entropy is about renewal. Okay. Without input,
Mm,
systems drift into disorder. Okay.
yes.
Leaders must inject clarity, feedback, and alignment. So,
Yeah.
what's your thought about that?
Yeah. I mean, uh, like you said, I mean, any closed system will tend towards entropy and chaos. So the way to counteract that is to pump more energy into the system. So, um, in this case, positive energy to build your team, charisma, um, compassion, skill building. Yeah. So it's again those little things, building on the smaller things, step by step to get the progress and keep it going. The more
Uh,
energy you input, the less it tends towards chaos.
yeah, again, you putting out all of this energy, but what are you getting
Mm.
back?
Uh, reward for the work you're doing, a feeling of accomplishment, a lot. I mean, there's a lot that I mean, you're getting back. Hopefully, you're getting back positive energy as well from your team. Um, I would think so. If you're putting in positive energy, you would be getting it back. So, you may not be getting exactly the same amount of energy you're putting into the system back, but I mean, a good amount of it, I would say, and enough to sustain you and want you to keep going. So,
Okay, I just wonder sometimes because you know, um you're putting out this energy and sometimes it's not necessarily appreciated or seen as a
hmm
positive as a positive light. Okay.
Right.
So
And that's when you tend towards entropy because you're not getting the energy back. You're not building back up the energy within yourself that you're putting out. So, yeah,
but that's life, right? Uh
that's why
we have we have to
it's
continue
kind
to
of a
move.
renewal thing. It's
Yeah,
like a
right.
renewal thing. You have to keep renewing the energy, and it's kind of like meditation. Like my instructor told me one time that meditation is just the art of starting over again.
Hmm.
So, so I mean, it's kind of like that with everything. Start over again. Do it better. Take what we know and input that into the system now and try to make it better.
That's all we can do. Okay. Do
Right.
our part, and then the rest will take care of itself. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's talk about inertia. Inertia is a resistance to change. Okay. We know
Mm.
that people resist change until moved by vision or purpose. Leaders act as an external force that sparks tran- transformation. What are your
Hmm.
thoughts?
Well,
What are
change
your
takes
thoughts on that?
force. Uh,
Okay. Yes.
and leaders, I guess leaders provide that force, that spark, that inertia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that spark can be negative and it can be positive
It
because
could
as
be. Exactly.
right
Exactly.
right because as we know about motivation, there's intrinsic and extrinsic motivation.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
For myself personally, I am an intrinsic motivator. Okay. I motivate myself. I'm not
Right.
motivated by, well, I am motivated by other external things. Okay. We all are.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but mostly mine is internal because
Right.
from that comes my energy and my power. Okay.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
right, we have to be
Right.
sustainable because we cannot rely on uh necessarily others. Okay. Well, at least I couldn't
Right.
anyway. So
Right.
I had to rely on myself. That's the only person I could rely on. Period.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. So now when we look at quantum theory, okay, that's talking about leading in uncertainty. Okay, multiple outcomes exist until a choice is made. Leadership equals courage to act without guarantees.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and
Uh,
basically, it reminds me of faith in many instances.
right. I mean, the future is, yeah. I mean, it's a field of probabilities according to quantum physics. So I guess looking at it from a quantum physics kind of way, leaders collapse that wave form into what they want it to be by
Mm.
inputting the energy towards the goal that they are looking to achieve.
Well, if you don't have buy-in from your team, that can be a problem. Okay. How you get buy-in from your team, you have to have a shared goals or
Right.
shared objectives, something that you
Right.
have in common where when things go, bad, good,
And go
whatever,
sideways.
sideways,
Right.
your team is
Hmm.
going to still be oneness.
Right.
Okay. And so without that shared goal or shared interest, people can be fickle. Oh, they love you when you up. And but when you get down or when you get down or when you get old, they kick you to the curb real quick. Okay?
Right.
So
Right.
it is what it is. So again, you have to understand what you're dealing with and act
Right.
accordingly. Okay?
Mm. Yeah, for sure.
So when we talk about relativity, it deals with perspective matters. Okay? Urgency
Mm.
and importance shift depending on viewpoint. We was just talking about this. Adaptive leaders balance diverse perspectives. Okay, because everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Whether it's right or wrong, it's an opinion. We all have that.
Right.
So,
Right.
what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, perspective shapes urgency, so
Mm.
that's that's kind of the leader's job, reframe those challenges um, in a way that shapes that urgency. Uh, um, yeah, because it's a matter of perspective. What may seem urgent to the leader, he may not seem so urgent to the team, and that is the leader's job to get that across and shape their perspective so that the goal can take shape.
You're absolutely right. And that's why it's so important to know each member of your team, to know their
Mm,
strengths, their weaknesses, knowing whether they motivate themselves or whether you have to give them some type of reward. Okay. The reward,
mm,
or it might be a warning. Okay. You might,
right, right.
okay, people was like, okay, she's going to give me a bonus at the end of the year, so I'm going to do a little bit more to get that.
Right.
Okay. Well, that year you
Hmm.
might not have no extra money to give anybody. Okay. So what can
Right,
you do
right,
instead? Oh, Henry, you did an outstanding job.
right,
I love it.
right,
You got to find other ways to, get
right.
people
Character
motivated.
building.
Oh,
Right,
absolutely.
exactly.
Okay. Or
Hmm.
you might make up some certificates. Oh, Henry, you did such a wonderful job. Here's a certificate,
Right.
a certificate of appreciation to show you
Hmm.
I appreciate you. Okay. Or you might
Hmm.
decide,
Hmm.
okay, Henry, I'm gonna give you the day off because I appreciate all the good work you did. And here you go. So you
Right.
have to find different ways to motivate your team, and they want to
Right.
know what am I going to get from this? Okay. You want me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what's in it for me? People say, well, first thing I want to
Right.
tell them, you got a paycheck, didn't you? But
Right. Right.
you can't use that. You have
No,
to use psychology. You can use
got to
psychology.
give
Okay.
motivation. Right. Right.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay, Henry. Here's a gift certificate to McDonald's. I know he loves McDonald's. Okay. So I'm gonna give him a gift certificate. Oh, then he picked up his work a little bit. You can see. I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
cool. So you have to find out what motivates people. Okay.
Right.
And
Right.
and you have to have
I mean,
patience.
that's part of
You
being a
can't.
good leader too. Is knowing the people that you're working with, getting to know them, understanding their quirks, their ups, their downs, knowing when they're having a bad day just by looking at them.
Yeah,
That's the kind of thing you need to be paying attention to. Really
you're right.
positive. Uh, Building relationships is huge.
That's everything. Coach, say for example, Henry come to work and you notice that Henry's workload has been going down. Instead of coming chewing
Mm,
him out, hey Henry, come into my office a minute. What's going on? How are you doing? You might come to find
right.
out that Henry's mother might been in a hospital and on life support
Right.
or something, and that's going to impact his
Right.
work. Instead of chewing him out and reprimanding him, find out what's
Right.
going on with the individual.
Yeah.
When you show that you have concern and care for a person will show you much more, give you
Of
much
course.
more than you were ever expected. Okay? Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Treat people human, and you will find that they will perform for you much better.
absolutely. Because I have people working for me, and I do just the opposite. Because my supervisor, she has to nitpick everything. Well, you left an I out here, or you left a T here, or you left a period off.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Couldn't
Right.
you add that? Couldn't you add that? You gonna send it back to me? Okay, whatever. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. Okay, and then she ran my blood pressure
Right.
up. Okay, so when somebody's working for you and they say, "Hey," I give it to them, and I'm gonna trust that they're gonna give me something really nice back. Okay, wait and see what
Mm,
the person is going to do before you jump the gun. Okay,
right. Right.
just like
Right.
what. Okay, it's just like when I hire a contractor, I tell you what I want you to do. I don't tell you how to do it. I don't care how you do it. I just
Right.
want it done
Right.
correctly.
That's the
Okay,
contractor's job. Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So the same thing. You're a supervisor. Give this person what you want them to do, and see what they bring back. Okay,
Right. Right.
there it is. Then move on
Exactly.
to the next thing. And if it's a problem, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Like, okay, Henry, this is what I found. What do you think about this? Okay, give it
Hmm.
back to him. Ask him what he thinks. Okay,
Right.
because a lot of people
Right.
are sensitive. I know I am. Okay, and I
Mm.
take things to heart, but I try not to.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Um,
Right.
So let's talk about metaphysics and leadership. Okay. So one of the things on there is consciousness, is the self-awareness and purpose-driven effectiveness. Okay.
Hmm.
So talk to us a little bit more about consciousness.
Wow. That's a big subject. I'm not sure I'm really qualified to talk about consciousness.
Oh, really? You're not
uh,
conscious? You're not
well,
conscious right now?
I mean, I, I s- that's kind of a huge topic right now because of AI
Okay.
and everything that's going. And I mean, and our struggle with understanding other animals' consciousness and our own consciousness. And I find it difficult to define it in a sense because we only have a certain test group to tell us what it is. So, if that's the only test group I have, well, I'm going to define it by that. So, um, yeah. But I mean, I think a leader. I mean, as for leadership, without self awareness, I guess leadership would be blind. So, um, I guess we need, within the consciousness, I would say we would need some self awareness to be an effective leader. Um, yeah.
Well, when I look at leadership too, we talk about the energy, and I pay attention to that. When I walk into the room, I can sense what the energy is. Okay, and I can
Mm,
sense if
mm,
if there's dissension, if there's peace or whatever, and I'm like, holy shit,
right.
I gotta walk into this crowd.
Right.
Okay, so then I protect
Gauge
myself.
the
I'm like,
energy.
oh,
Right.
yeah, I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'll shake my head and smile, and I'll keep moving right to where I got to go because I'm like,
Right.
until I find
Right. Because
the person with
you can gauge the moral and emotional charge in the room. Uh,
absolutely, absolutely,
so
and
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. And the person that their energy is off, that's the person I avoid with the plague. Okay. Because I don't want to have a
Right.
conversation with
Right.
you because if I do, it's not going to be pretty. Okay. So I avoid you. I like,
Right.
how?
Right.
I'll keep going. Okay.
Right.
Because
Right.
you know it's trouble. As soon as they open their mouth, I'm like, okay, my energy's going down. Loop. I'm like, bye. Boop.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's going out the window.
Absolutely. Because whatever you say to that individual, it's like you're talking to the wall anyway. They ain't gonna understand it. So why waste your
Right.
breath? Why
Right.
why waste your time? Okay. So
Mm,
so we're talking about energy. It's beyond stamina, moral, and emotional influence shape culture. Okay. And I didn't even realize the power that I had until I came to Substack. And I'm like, oh, thank you guys for telling me this because I'm
right.
gonna definitely use it now. Okay. Trust and believe.
You're gonna give me a voice, I will use it. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Right.
shouldn't have
Right.
you shouldn't have never told me that.
Right. Right.
Okay.
No, it's
Um,
true.
so you got anything else to say about that?
No, not really. I mean, just empower people. Don't control. I guess that would be my take on the whole thing. Kind of.
I love that because that was the problem with my childhood with the religion. It was control. Okay, it kept me in a box, and
Yeah.
then I left
Yeah.
one box and went to another.
Right.
The
Yeah.
army, because it was structure and kept me in a box. That was something that I knew my
Right.
whole life. So that's why I felt so comfortable
Right.
within that environment.
Mhm.
Okay, I felt
Mm.
protected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that nothing could touch me. Okay, until it
Right.
did. Okay, and here we go. That's why I had to retire. I'm like, okay, it
Until
was
it did.
time for
Right.
me to go anyway.
Exactly.
Who in their right mind gonna work somewhere for
Right.
39 years? It's like people like, what?
Right.
It's unheard of.
Right.
People nowadays, they said Gen X and Gen Y, I don't know. They said these
Right. Right.
individuals don't want to work. Okay? I'm like, they don't want to work. What are they gonna do? How they gonna maintain? They said, well, they probably living with
Right.
their parents. I'm like, bless their heart.
Right.
Okay? Bless their heart
Right.
because
Right.
okay, I came
Any
from
way you can get by at this point, right?
yeah, I came from Generation Jones. Okay, we work
Right.
until we can't work. Okay, I don't know
Mhm.
nothing else
Mhm.
but work. Okay, if I
Right.
didn't do work,
Yeah.
what else? What else I'm gonna do? This is work. Substack is work, but I love this work,
Yeah. It
and
is.
that's the difference. That's the difference, and we
Hard work.
control this. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, so when we talk about power, okay, we're talking
Mm.
about ethical, relational influence
Right.
is more sustainable than control. Okay,
Right.
because we have
Yeah.
no control. We have no control. Okay, we know that.
Right.
So, what
Right.
can we
Yeah.
use? What can we use? Our power and our
Just
energy,
empowerment.
our consciousness. Okay, our coherence and integration. Okay,
Right.
these are the
Right.
things that are going to sustain us, and these are the things that are
Mhm.
going to take us to greatness. Okay?
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 For sure. I mean, that's what gives us coherence. Like, yeah, that's what keeps us. Yeah. For sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you talk about coherence, we're talking about integrity. Okay? It's
Yeah.
alignment
Yeah.
between values and actions.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm. Yeah.
So there's no incoherence here. Okay?
Right.
It's
Right.
very, very clear. Okay? So when we talk about integration, physics equal measurable systems. Okay, metaphysics is meaning and vision. Leaders need both. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. They need both the measure how and the how and the why of the meaning. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So there were some other things that we could talk about, but one of the things, did we talk about resonance? Resonance is equals influence and culture. Teams amplify the leader's frequency. Okay, you want to talk
Right.
about
Right.
that?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, frequency is tone,
Okay,
the voice and tone that we have, and the way that we amplify that to those around us is our resonance. That's what I think people resonate with. Yeah, and then
that
our
make
team amplifies that. Yeah,
I love that because, for example, my mother always told me it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay, so I'm like,
right.
okay,
Yeah,
how do I before I say something, how do I want to present it in a way that's meaningful, okay, and can uplift people?
right,
Because you can say the same thing in a different way that's going to bring people down, and that's what you want to avoid.
right. One of the coolest sentences someone ever taught me was, "I didn't say she stole the money," because you can say it in a myriad of ways. I didn't say she stole the money. 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 It's all in it's only in the inflection. It's all where you put the accent is what you're saying, you know? I didn't say she stole the money implies that I didn't say it. But if I say I didn't say she stole the money, well, now that implies that I might have said somebody didn't stole the money, but it wasn't her. So,
That goes to show you sometimes things can be taken out of context and we really don't listen. We hear what we want to hear, not what necessarily
indeed.
what was said. Okay. And that's
Right.
why
Right.
sometimes I will say, can you repeat that, please? So I can
Right.
make
Right.
sure before I go off or whatever that I understood what you're saying. Okay.
Right.
Because
Right.
based on your environment, okay, you can
Mm,
see something differently. Uh, okay. So we want to make sure we're on the same page. We want to, okay, can you repeat that or can you explain? Or I don't understand. Okay.
right.
Get an understanding before you act. Okay? Because
Right.
I've done that myself. I went off and they said, I didn't say that. I said this. I like, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying
Mm,
attention. See what I'm saying? Because we are too busy ready to respond instead of listening to what's being said. Okay?
mm. Exactly. It's it's kind of like my stepfather used to tell me, "You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, use them in that proportion."
Okay. Now, it really comes more challenging if you communicating with someone from a different country. Okay, been there, done that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you definitely want to make sure that you're in alignment or an agreement what was
Right.
said before you move
Mm.
on. Okay, that you're on
Yeah,
the same
absolutely.
page because they'll come back and say,
Right.
"I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say that."
Right, because you went down an assumption and followed that, and now we're not at where we're supposed to be.
Okay, and that's how a lot of conflict coming into play. Okay, we
Yeah,
take a
yeah,
lot of assumptions. You know what they say. I don't want to
mhm.
say the word, but okay,
Hi,
I'm trying to be
Chocolate.
careful. Okay, so don't assume because when you
And Julie.
assume,
Hi, Julie.
okay, okay.
Mhm. I
So
got all
with
kind of
that,
people popping in here.
amazing, amazing. So now let's talk about. Oh, I got to talk about this one. The chaos theory, innovation, small small acts of courage sparks transformation. Okay, the chaos theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so I guess chaos theory to me in this kind of means disruption. Uh, I, yeah, it can. I think that little bit of chaos can seed like innovation. It can spark little acts of change and stuff. So sometimes I think the chaos can be good. It mixes things up. It can introduce something new into the mix that could be of great benefit at times. Like change isn't always a bad thing.
Let's use this as an example. This new administration. Okay, I look at that as chaos theory. Okay, it's forcing us to
Mm,
make change when we should have been making change anyway before he got in there. Okay,
right,
that's forcing us
right,
to say, "Oh, I need to take a look at this. I need to take a look at that."
right,
Because if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have. Okay, so
right,
yeah, it's
right.
forcing us
No,
to get
exactly.
up. It's forcing us to get up off our butts and take action.
Right, right. No,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly. And I mean, I've been screaming about that for a couple months now. Like, it's great that we're all talking, and I mean, that's wonderful. Talking is good, and it
Talk
can
is
lead
cheap.
to doing stuff exactly. But if it doesn't lead to doing stuff, we're not going anywhere. It kind of reminds me of I think it's the Life of Brian, Monty Python, and
What's
there's
that
the
movie?
People's Judean Front and the Judean People's Front, and they're all just talking. Talking and talking and talking. And it's great that you talked about it, but it's not
What
going
did you
anywhere.
do? Okay,
We
what you
need
do?
Right. Yeah. Right. What we need is to stop worrying about all the 10,000 little groups that we're broken up into and realize that it's just one group of us. It's not blacks and whites and LGBTQ and straights and women and men. It's people, human beings that all want a better, more profitable, more peaceful, less egregious life to live. So we need to stand as one on that.
I'm with
Fight
you.
the violence.
I'm with
Stay
you, but
peaceful. You know, we can't just keep talking about it though. That's not going to do anything.
we got to get up and do something about it. That's what we got to do.
We need to start protesting daily. Daily. We need a general strike. Like that would be the greatest thing we could do, frankly. If we could get the whole country to take a day off, it would terrify them. It would
Good,
literally bring them to their knees.
good, good. Let's bring
Right.
them to
No,
their knees, okay? Because they trying to bring
damn
them to
straight.
our
Damn
knees,
straight.
okay?
Because it tells them we did it today, we can do it tomorrow. And we will
We
bankrupt you. We will bankrupt you if we have to, because we
we
can do it.
should, okay? We
Right.
got the power.
Right.
People don't realize
Right.
that we limit ourselves. No one else, okay?
Right.
Get
Yeah.
up, do
Right.
something,
It
okay? I'm giving
protesting
okay. We
daily.
giving you.
Daily.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna do it because I done served 39 years. I'm gonna give you the tools and the resources, and you can fight the fight. And when you get tired, you come
Right.
over here. I'm gonna give you some water. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna
Right.
wipe you off. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna be a cheerleader. Okay, and I'm gonna send you back out there
Right.
like they do the NFL teams. Get back out there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, I mean, we know from history that peaceful resistance definitely works.
Yeah,
It's not pretty and it doesn't feel
nonviolence
good.
resistance, right?
And I get that. I mean, it is scary. It scares the shit out of everybody to have to do it peacefully because it's not going to be any easier than if we had to fight them, technically. I mean, people are going to get imprisoned, beaten, killed, so on and so forth, just the same. But at the end of it, we get to have the moral high ground still. We get to say we did this without killing anyone. That's
Exactly.
the important.
Look at the civil rights movement. Look at Gandhi. They
Right.
used
Right.
nonviolent
Exactly.
resistance and it worked then.
Exactly.
Why can't it work now? Because if you go out
It
there and
will work now.
if you go out there and tear up your community, where are you going to shop? Where, that's just senseless. You're tearing up your own stuff. They don't live down here.
Right.
Okay? They're gonna say, look at them savages. They out there tearing up. See there? They don't want nothing. That's the first thing they're gonna say.
Right.
We gotta use intelligence. We gotta fight fire
Right.
with fire. We gotta fight,
Right.
take the money, don't stop. We're gonna show them. That's how we show them.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Gandhi once said, when I despair, I remember that all through history there have been murderers and tyrants. And for a time, they may seem invincible. But in the end, the way of truth and love always prevails. Think of it always. We can win. We just have to stand up and do it. We gave the government our power. We kind of handed it over to them and forgot that we were in control. But we are in control. We really, really are. There's way more of us than there always has been. They cannot stop a peaceful resistance. They can't. If we stop, there's nothing they can do about it. Right?
Did
It's
who
not
was
against the law for us not to go to work. What are you going to do? Come
did
and make us go to work? Make us buy and make us purchase things? Like, you
no.
can't. So, yeah.
Did J. Edgar Hoover stop it? Was he able to
No.
stop the non-resistance? Okay, then. Okay. Yeah. So that's what we need to do. Look back at history. Look how they won. Use those same
Right.
tactics. Okay. But we
Right.
have
Right.
the thing that we have to our advantage today is social media. You didn't have that back
Mhm.
then. Okay. So
Right. Because
use it.
we can organize in a way that we could never have organized back then. Like,
Absolutely.
seriously. like, oh my God. Like the organization we could do to put together protests and all of these things is huge. And that's what we need to be screaming about. We need to be setting that kind of stuff up rather than going over the same rhetoric over and over and over again. Great, the Epstein files. I've heard about it a billion times, but until somebody opens them up or does something about it, I could really give a shit at this point. Frankly, excuse my language, but damn, seriously, we've got other things to deal with
Right. They
that
want to
are
keep
a
you
little more important.
distracted. They want to keep you distracted on that BS so they can be
Yeah, well,
taking
they
your
do.
money and all of these other things. Yeah, they created a
Right,
diversion. It's a diversion.
right,
Okay?
right. Of
Plain and
course it is,
simple.
and it's always been a diversion. I mean, if
Exactly.
you think about it, if you think about the early days of television, even when this has been going on since then, like the commercials at first showed whole families, grandma, grandpa, Uncle Bob, his kids, everybody living all together in a house. Like that's what we showed. That was life. That was American life. Well, as the industrial age came in and we needed to be able to move people from this town to that town to be able to work at this factory or that factory, well, we didn't want to move grandma, grandpa, Uncle Bob, and all his kids and everything. We wanted to move mom and dad and their two kids. So that's what started getting shown on television. Mom, dad, two kids, and that became the norm. It's how they shape us. And we've been letting them do it for decades. And we gotta stop. We gotta stop.
Programming
We
at
gotta
its
take it back.
finest. We've been programmed
Right.
from birth. We was programmed from the
Right.
womb. Okay,
Yeah.
so when I went
Yeah.
to work for the government, I had to deprogram and reprogram. Okay,
Right. Right.
because that stuff was not going to work there. They like, oh no, you can't stay here.
Right.
Okay, that was not an option. Okay,
Oh, true enough.
so
It's down to like it's okay. It's like here. Let me read a piece I wrote from what I wrote, what I put out today.
sure.
Because I think it's very poignant and it speaks to the idea of what we keep teaching and how it keeps having the same effect. Um, we cannot keep raising boys on man up, fight back, send them to war at 18, cheer when they beat each other bloody in cages, laugh when they are told to punch a fascist, spank them as children to teach lessons, and then clutch our pearls when they grow into men who think violence is a language they are expected to speak. If we want less male violence, maybe stop asking men to be violent. Stop training it, glorifying it, demanding it, teaching that violence solves problems, and maybe, finally, it won't be the first tool men reach for. You
Mm,
can't teach it, then wonder where it came from.
okay.
Seriously. And I
Yeah.
get that it's mostly men that commit these crimes. Well, again, I would say stop teaching us. Stop asking us to be violent. Like, and then it would stop.
Yeah, I grew up in a very violent home, okay? My father was I think he was not only narcissist, I think he was bipolar because he had highs and lows. So
Mm,
I don't know
hmm.
how he was gonna come when he came home. I'm like, oh, I don't know
Right.
which daddy is gonna be coming through that
Yeah.
door. Okay. So I'm like,
Yeah. No, I hear you.
okay. So I've been there, done that.
That's
So
terrifying.
I know, and have to live like that every day. And then you go to work and you
Yeah.
have to be like that too because you don't know, oh, well, we want to talk to you about your performance. When they talk to you like that, okay, start packing your desk because they're going to tell you, oh, you're gone because there's no
Right.
more collective bargaining, by the way. So we can get rid of you because we
Right.
just don't like you. We just don't like you. So
Right.
bye. Okay.
Right.
So let's talk
And
about,
we've allowed them to put us into these little groups, these little categories. And that's all we see. And that's part of the problem. We see so many labels that instead of seeing people, we see labels. And that label isn't my label. So they're not fighting the same thing I'm fighting. So I can't talk to them and and it's maddening. It's just so maddening. Like We don't
can
need
keep
all the
up.
labels. Let's just call us. How about people?
Yeah,
That
right.
works good for
Okay,
me. Let's
because
just
this
go with
person,
one label.
yeah, I can't keep track. Because that person will tell me I'm this. I'm like, baby, I don't know what that is. We just people, and we
Right.
like-minded people. Okay, you
Like
can be what you
we're
want to
so
be.
worried about.
I don't care.
I mean, how we live in a country that is so worried about what people be doing with their genitals in private. I really don't know, but it boggles my mind. We have all these weird concepts and ideas, and like that we're like, why are we even worrying about this when we've got a government that's trying to enforce fascism on us? Like, I don't. The last thing I'm worried about is what people doing with their genitals. Like,
Okay.
I'm more worried about what Trump be doing right now. Like, I'm just saying.
Well, you know what? It don't matter about Trump. Trump is just a figurehead. Behind
Mm,
behind him is the workings of
mhm.
it's the mastermind. That's the wizard. Okay, he's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
puppet. Okay, that's all.
The
And people keep talking about
corporations,
Trump, Trump,
the
Trump.
big,
You better be worried about the
it's the big
wizard.
money.
Okay, that's what you
Yeah,
better be worried
it's the
about.
big money that's running the world, technically. Those who
Right.
would stay in power.
Think about it. Think about it. Somebody that old. I'm not saying that he can't live throughout his whole administration, but their thought is, okay, he's just a figurehead anyway. They got his
Yeah,
replacement
yeah.
already. If he dropped
It
dead,
doesn't
they
matter.
already
It
got him
doesn't
in the
matter,
in the
right? Yeah, yeah,
wings. Okay? And
yeah,
so you
yeah.
kill one guy,
They
you
got a
kill
hundred
that
more Trumps behind him.
exactly, and you kill that one guy, but there's many other those same guys right behind him. So you can't kill them
Right,
all because they're gonna keep popping up.
right,
You
right,
should concern yourself about what I can do to get the heck out of this situation and to make my
right,
my life better. Okay?
right. To take back democracy.
Exactly.
I mean, part of that is like, I mean, like Nick uh, always talks about on uh, Banner and Backbone. About teaching people civics and stuff. We our country is really bad at understanding how our government works. I mean, first of all, most people think we just have a democracy, and well, no, we don't. We have a constitutional democratic republic, which is a totally different thing than just a straight democracy. Democracy is the majority rules, and a true democracy. Um, that's not what we have because we knew very well that mob mentality is extremely dangerous and that we shouldn't just let that run rampant. I mean, a good many people can get something into their head and think it's a good idea, and well, it's not. Yeah, so
But it's
and that's
mind
why
boggling.
our government takes so long to do the things it does. Like our legislation is a long process, but it was made that way on purpose so that it would take time for us to push bills and laws through because sometimes they're not good for everybody and we need time to make sure that they are.
The problem is, okay, the problem is the system is corrupt. Okay, if you're going in there, like for me, I would never run because they will come up with something. They'll say, "Oh, well, you molested uh your neighbor's kid or something," and
Oh God,
it's
yeah.
not true. All they need is
Anything.
perception.
Right, right.
Anything
Oh yeah,
they can they can
yeah.
pay your neighbor $10,000 to say
Anything to
you
cripple
you
you.
did
Right,
exactly, and then you're done. Okay,
right.
they're gonna find a
Yeah,
way to corrupt you. Oh, we
yeah,
see
yeah,
that you are in debt for this amount. We're gonna give you the money to
yeah.
pay it. Okay, then they give you the money, then they own you. So whether
Right. I
you're,
mean, it's
you know,
kind of like the same thing in a court. When something's already said in front of the jury, it doesn't really matter if you can say strike that, but they already heard that, so
exactly.
it doesn't really matter now, does it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
You can be lily white, okay? They're gonna find a way to
Mhm.
corrupt you, okay? They'll
Yeah.
they'll put some money, a bag of money, in your trunk or something, and they'll come and say, "Oh, we see that you've extorted this. Where'd this money come from?"
Right.
They'll find a way, okay?
Right.
This system is corrupt,
Because
okay?
it's and it's those, like I said, it's the money. Those who would stay in power and hold all the money. And how we take that all down is I don't know. That's a bigger process. But I mean, I think we need to worry about our own country at the moment and make sure that we can take it down here, and we can kind of worry about it everywhere else later. Like we need to take care of ourselves for once. We've been worrying about the rest of the world a long time, and I understand that. And yes, we should worry about human rights violations everywhere because they're human rights violations. But we need to worry about ourselves right now. Like seriously.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when they got in office, I knew it was like, okay, they deregulation. Okay, they're gonna put the chemicals
Hmm.
back in the water. They're gonna put all those pollutants back in the air. Okay, all of that stuff
Hmm.
is designed so
Yeah.
we don't live long enough to even collect Social Security or pension. Okay,
Right.
because we're going to
Right.
be dead from all the stuff that we're
Right.
breathing, and then we're not going to have. You're going to have to travel 60 miles from where you are to get to the hospital. Okay, and hopefully they
Yeah.
can
And
help you. Okay.
there's so much at play right now. There is so much at play that people we really need to be focusing on, like the AI catastrophe that's literally about to happen, and everybody just kind of thinks it's sci-fi. It's not. It's not sci-fi. They are taking our jobs, and they're going to take billions of them within the next 2 years. Easily billions of them.
They
This
already
is going to be
have.
a crisis. Like, yeah,
Okay.
like seriously. Right. This is going to be a
It
crisis, a huge crisis. So what do
is a
you do with billions of
crisis.
people that aren't working? Right. Like, how are we going to feed all these people? And no one is doing anything about it. Nothing.
It's not going to
Like,
happen in this
in fact,
administration.
what our
Okay.
government is doing is a preemptive strike of gathering up all the undesirables to get rid of them so there's less mouths to feed when it does happen,
Yeah. Right.
which
People like.
that doesn't sound good to me. That's a
Yeah.
bad idea. Let's not start rounding up undesirables. Oops.
They're already doing that, putting them in Alligator Alley. I didn't mean to go down this route.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I
Okay,
know, but it's there, isn't it? And
this is this is what I try to stay
I
away
guess it falls
from.
into
Okay,
leadership, doesn't it?
yeah, and these are the challenges that leaders face. So we need to talk about it because
Right.
we need to figure out how we're going to come back into alignment with all of this chaos that's going on. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's creating such chaos and distrust. Okay, and people
Mhm.
we're losing integrity under stress because people are like, okay, if I got to eat, I'm going to do what I have to do. Okay, so
Right.
I'm like, no, we can't go to those means. Okay, we can't let people
Oh no,
drag us
Sonny, AI is
down.
definitely not the only danger. Like we've got nuclear threat, we've got the global warming threat. I mean, ecological disaster is imminent. Um, there's a few things we really need to be worried about. Yeah, things that could wipe us out as a species beyond our own government even. Like uh, there are some really heavy like we need an infrastructure to protect us from solar storms that we have nothing in place for. There I mean there's a bunch of stuff that could really kind of kick us in the knees. So but we're so concentrated on all the other things. And that's right where they want us. I mean, they're even pitting groups against each other at this point as much as they can to keep us divided. Like,
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that because I come into Substack. I love everybody. Because I work over
me too.
internationally. Okay, so
Huh.
sometimes when I'm talking, I'm like, okay, is this going to offend this group? What I'm going to say? Is it going to offend this
Right,
group? Is
right.
somebody going to get? I'm like, okay, I can't keep
I
track.
know.
I love everybody. If
Right.
y'all have a problem with what I have to say, okay,
No, I mean, literally, I understand that. Like with this article I just put out today, violence is violence. My biggest concern was that women would take it that I was trying to shift the focus from them and the violence and harassment that they are under. And that
wow,
is never my intention. It's never my intention to shift the narrative. It's to
okay,
open it, to make it broader, to attack the violence. That's the real issue is the violence. And it happens to all of us. not just women, not just men, not just gays, not just straights, to everybody experiences violence. So that's what I want to stop. I want the violence to stop to everybody, including women.
I, I appreciate that for real because I feel
Right.
very victimized too as an African
Yeah.
American and not just an
Yeah.
African American and a woman, okay? And I had to deal with a lot
Right.
of crap from people, okay? And I
Yeah.
said, okay, I
Right.
want to use myself to teach people. You got to show people how to
Right.
treat you, okay? Because they like, oh,
Right.
people think you stereotype, okay? I'm gonna show you,
Right.
okay,
Right.
that I am
Mhm.
intelligent. I am not somebody to be messed with, okay? So
Right.
you have
Right.
to show people, okay?
You do.
So,
You do.
w- so what are some of the solutions for courageous leadership? We're talking about cultivating consciousness, and reflection, mindfulness, and coaching. You got anything to say on that?
Mine on what now? Well, I'm sorry, you
Um,
broke up just a little at the end.
cultivating consciousness is about reflection, mindfulness, and coaching. Okay. Then we have alignment, aligned values and vision. Okay. That filters decisions through purpose. We also have managing energy, protecting presence with rest and rituals. We talked about that. Okay. I am
Yeah. Yep.
big
Yep.
on prayer. Okay. I pray and meditate, and that helps
Yep.
to quiet the mind, to
Mhm.
the body, the mind and the body comes back into alignment and as oneness, and so
Mhm.
that helps me to stay focused and stay on path. Okay.
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 That's meditation is huge for me. It's a really really grounding exercise. It's revitalizing. It's grounding. It centers you. It brings you back to balance. Brings you back to the moment. Um, I mean, I'm big on the idea that we can only affect things in this moment. Um, we spend a lot of time dwelling in the past and thinking in the future. And I mean, thinking in the future is okay. It's you just really can't affect anything from there. You can
Okay.
plot out what you want to do, but you can only put into action what you want to happen from this moment. So we're only here in this moment. So
Hmm.
the only effect we're going to have is the decision we make in the moment, not a pretend decision we made dreaming about it in the future.
I love that. I love that. Um, so another solution for courageous leadership is using power wisely. Empower, don't control. We talked about that. We
Right,
talked about a model of coherence. Say what you mean. Do what you say. Okay. If I'm say
right,
something, okay, do it.
right.
Okay. If you can't
Yeah,
do it,
like I mean,
then send a message and say, okay, I have to do this later.
right,
Whatever.
right,
And bridge the science between us, bridge science and meaning. Okay, be clear about metaphor versus science. Pair insights with research. We should question everything, especially nowadays. If
yeah,
somebody tell you something,
yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely,
research it myself. I'm not gonna take your word
yeah,
for it.
right.
Okay.
That's funny. That's funny. The Buddha said, "Do not believe it because your friends told you, and do not believe it because you read it in an ancient book, and do not believe it because some great mystic said so, and do not even believe it because I told you, but try it and test it and find it to be true, and then use it."
That's awesome. I love that. Okay. Very
Yeah.
complimentary. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna look and see if we had any questions. Does anybody have any questions? We had a nice turnout here today. Thank you all so much. Uh,
Absolutely. My
um,
goodness, everybody.
Robes, Robes, do you have any final thoughts?
Love each other. Remember that we are all people. That don't wait until somebody is dead to remember that they had a family, that they had children, that they were somebody's child. See them as people.
All right. And I want to tell you all to stay encouraged. Okay. We have each other. We have each other to lean on during these chaotic times, and we lean on each other, and then we'll get through it together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you all so much. Like the outpouring I have gotten from everybody from my situation, and the generosity of everybody has just been stupendous. Like I can't even. I don't have words. I've the tears have flown freely like the last few days because of all of you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you for all that you do, Robes. You know I love you. You know that. I've been cultivating a
Thank you.
relationship with you for months. Okay, and finally convinced you. Okay, and thank you so much
I'm a
for
little
what you
shy.
do. Me too. You believe it or not, I'm shy. You don't believe it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I am. But thank you so much.
absolutely. It's been my pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and it's been fun. Thank you. Bye bye.
Stay entangled, my friends.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.